This is 7 News, the voice of the New England.
Tonight, New South Wales Police arrest 3 people in Gunnedah linked to a drug syndicate.
The community of Armidale spreading awareness of domestic violence.
I'm Daniel Gibson. Later on this news hour, a rescue mission's underway after at least one person is killed in a helicopter crash off Japan. And an early Christmas present for mortgage holders.
7 News begins now.
Good evening. Nearly 2 years ago, Oxley Police established Strikeforce Pinkton to investigate the supply of methamphetamine in the Gunnedah region.
Yesterday, police executed search warrants and arrested 3 local women. A Sydney man was also arrested as police confirmed the drug syndicate stretched from the city into the New England region. Rex Quayle joins us now, and Rex, police say they've caught the ringleader of the operation.
Yes, Maddie, they have, and police are very confident that they have shut down the entire operation. Police seized $800,000 worth of drugs in a number of raids carried out yesterday. They also seized cannabis, tobacco, mobile phones, tablets, cash and documentation. 3 women from Gunnedah, aged 52, 45 and 22 were taken to Gunnedah Police Station after raids on properties on Lawson Avenue, Herbert Avenue and High Street.
This drug has been circulating through that community for at least 2 years. It's a drug that impacts a lot of families. There's people who lose their lives with this type of drug. It's an insidious drug that people are actually profiting from. So it's a big tick for not only the New South Wales Police, for the Gunnedah community and for the health.
A number of charges were filed against all those arrested, and the 45-year-old woman was refused bail and appeared in Tamworth local court today.
Thanks for the update, Rex. That's Rex Quayle reporting there for us tonight in Tamworth.
The community of Armidale have gathered today to spread awareness of domestic violence. The Clothesline Project is an initiative where people can share their messages of hope on T-shirts that are then displayed to the public.
The sun was shining as the Armidale community designed T-shirts with their own personal message at Curtis Park.
It's to raise awareness in regards to family and domestic violence. It's an opportunity for the community to come together and write wishes and hopes on a T-shirt, which will then be displayed on our clothesline.
Attendees chose the colour of the shirt which represented what they or someone they know had experienced. Purple for death due to violence, cream for physical assault, red for rape or childhood abuse, blue for being attacked due to their sexual orientation, as well as green for emotional or verbal abuse, orange for acquiring a disability due to abuse, and white for messages of hope.
So we have received increase in reports to police. So in the last month we've had 30 women report in the station with support of our co-location pilot program.
Pathfinders was there to raise awareness and shine light on another side of domestic and family violence. The organisation provides crisis accommodation for young people who are at risk of homelessness.
We experience more homelessness and DV in our youth between 16 to 19 for crisis accommodation, and we also do 16 to 24 in outreach support.
An uncomfortable discussion, but one Mr Daly says needs to happen.
And too many people suffer it, unfortunately, and it goes unheard of or unspoken about.
Support services such as the Women's Domestic Violence Court Advocacy Service and Staying Home Leaving Violence are available for those experiencing domestic or family violence. Hugh Pearson, 7 News.
The Restoring Our Rivers bills has passed through the Senate today, with the Labor government delivering the Murray-Darling Basin Plan in full. The $13 billion plan aims to return 450 gigalitres of water back into the environment through voluntary water buybacks by the end of 2027. It's been a divisive topic within local communities across the region, with some saying water buybacks will kill country towns and greatly impact the agriculture industry.
Well, we've got great analysis from economists like Sarah Wheeler that show that a lot of the claims about the impacts of voluntary water purchase have been overstated and are inaccurate.
Support for the bill contained a raft of amendments from the Greens and crossbenchers, including consideration towards environmental and social impacts on communities.
Local businesses continue to face the brunt of the cost of living crisis. Some have seen a decline in sales this year, but they're holding out hope that it will pick up this December.
Debbie Cholton from Plush Hair has been in business for over 20 years. This November has been one of the slowest for her business.
It's new for us. I think a lot more people are being very cautious. With interest rates rising the way they have been, they just don't know where it's going to stop.
Ms Cholton moved locations of her business after the pandemic because rent was skyrocketing and impacting the bottom line. The cost of living crisis is also impacting members of the public. Heading to the hairdressers is no cheap appointment, but it's one of the small things people can do for themselves.
I don't think it's a luxury. I think it's a necessity. The things that people share with their hairdresser is personal as well. Get you through the week.
Recent comments made by the RBA Governor, Michelle Bullock, say dental and hair are partly to blame for the economy downfall. It sparked frustration within the industry.
I was disgusted. I couldn't believe how out of touch he is with the general community.
Small businesses are still working to make up for lost revenue during COVID-19. It's also been a difficult year for the hospitality sector. Tamworth has seen multiple cafes and restaurants close their doors due to a range of factors, including worker shortages and cost of living pressures. But for Hissy Fits, new owner Adam McCann, it's the start of something new.
I want Hissy Fits to be a hang, right? I want people to feel comfortable. I want people to come in and not feel like they have to leave.
Just 4 weeks into ownership, he says business is booming as people keep an eye on their finances. Caffeine is a great helper in the Christmas period.
People still need coffee, right? There's post-Christmas sales and that sort of thing, so we can definitely hook you up with coffee there. And a snack maybe.
Business owners are urging residents to shop local this festive season.
It's been a great community response. I feel like I'm part of Tamworth now.
Olivia Babb, 7 News.
The state government is urging Australians to be cautious this summer under the sun and to always stay protected. Skin cancer is a silent killer, impacting the lives of thousands of people each year, including the younger generation.
Skin cancer is a silent killer. More than 800 people were admitted to New South Wales emergency departments for sunburn in the 2022-2023 financial year. The highest rates were in the Hunter New England Health District.
We need to get on top of this, and what concerns me most is that for many of these situations and many of these individuals, they are very, very young children.
The New South Wales Skin Cancer Prevention Strategy was released today, the state government trying to help stop the spread of skin cancer, which affects 2/3 of Aussies before they reach the age of 70. The youth were the main target, teaching them how to slip, slop, slap, seek and slide.
Education's really important early on and developing those really good behaviour habits in early childhood.
Children under the age of 10, if they have a high level of sun exposure, they're at double the risk of developing sun-damaged and sun-damaged skin as adults.
Experts say 7 teaspoons of sunscreen is needed to properly protect the body. Put it on 20 minutes before stepping into the sun and reapply every 2 hours.
It is something we can prevent by understanding the science and easily getting behind it.
If you play sports like golf, you're 2.5 times more likely to contract skin cancer. Getting a test is easy to do and can be done at your local GP facility.
It really is important for people in Australia to be protecting themselves year-round.
Rex Quayle, 7 News.
We are being warned that much of the New England northwest will be at an increased bushfire risk this summer. The National Council for Fire and Emergency has released its outlook with above average temperatures expected. The region is predicted to see above normal fire potential as well, and we are being reminded to take action now so that we can all be prepared.
So now's the time for everyone in New South Wales to be getting ready, making sure they've got their emergency plans in place.
Previous years of above average rainfall has produced high grass fuel loads across much of the state.
Well, summer kicks off tomorrow with plenty of pool parties on the horizon. But households are urged to check their pool gate now in the hopes of driving down drowning rates across the state.
It's the time of year when bathers are on and pools are open. But as the swimming season kicks off, ensuring children are safe is paramount.
Fortunately, pools is commonly known as the silent killer.
Tamworth has one of the highest numbers of pools in backyards. Those built after July 2010 must be surrounded by a fence that separates the pool from the house.
Every pool should be fenced no matter what.
I mean, we've got a display pool. This is a fully locked building. We still have a fence around it.
Mr Moore says it's crucial to check the gate is locked in place. It only takes 30 seconds for a child to get into trouble.
The gate always has to come out toward you, can never be pushed inwards. So that's stage one. Stage two is you should be able to let that gate just go and it'll self-close itself.
If the gate doesn't latch, it's not meeting regulations.
So whether it's fully opened, partially opened, it has to actually latch. So if it doesn't latch, it's not meeting regulations.
Country Pools provides services regularly and will go the extra mile to ensure your family and friends are safe.
We'll actually cable tie that fence shut and we'll take photos of that so that we can advise the customer.
So how often should you check the gate is working? Mr Moore says the answer is simple.
You should be actually checking this naturally when you're going in and out of the pool itself. You're going in and through that gate every single time.
Olivia Babb, 7 News.
Students from Tamworth's Peel High School were involved in a hospitality workshop today, connecting with their Indigenous culture through food. The students learned how to make a range of meals to encourage them into a career in hospitality.
Beautiful. Kangaroo Sanchoy Bao was cooked up by Peel High students today, undertaking Regional Industry Education Partnership's Native Food Program. The unexpected hit was the wattle seed damper.
They smell weird, but it tastes really good.
With the bush tucker, it takes you back to our old stories, to where the diets changed, to where our health changed.
This past week, 16 female Indigenous students have been studying the hospitality course, practicing skills like customer service, coffee making and business strategies. It's aimed at girls and focuses on Indigenous food and culture.
They understand not only eating, cooking, smelling, tasting, but also where the food comes from and the cultural connection with our plants and our foods and bush tucker.
Programs like these are helpful in regaining the 350,000 hospitality workers lost across Australia since COVID. But the most important part for these students is the learning and the camaraderie. Whether they go into the industry or not, the experiences are invaluable.
I've learnt to create more connections with my friends and people that may not hang out with normally.
Just knowing that we're keeping the culture alive, it just makes me happy.
Rex Quayle, 7 News.
Well, Danny is here now for a look at how today's weather shaped up. And Danny, we have seen a couple of showers about today.
A few, Nick. Yeah, hi, Nick and Maddie. Hello to everyone else. Great to be with you. A few very isolated showers early this morning, but since 9 a.m, there's been less than a millimetre of rain across Tamworth and Armidale. Winds built up around midday, though, around 30 to 40 kilometres an hour, but that should drop off later this evening. Some partly cloudy skies this afternoon, trapping in that heat and allowing a little bit of sunshine through, and that sent our temperatures into the high 20s and even the low 30s. Gunnedah a top of 31, 31 for Narrabri, Inverell a top of 27 degrees. There is a big change coming to skies near you. In fact, one of you is set to reach 37 degrees next week. I'll tell you who a little later, guys.
It'll sure feel like summer. Thanks for that, Danny. See you later on.
Up next in 7 News, first responders served with a free lunch and a thank you for their courageous work.
And Armidale gets into the festive spirit, unveiling their Christmas tree.
And a little later on this news hour, at least one airman killed as a US military helicopter crashes off the coast of Japan. The cleanup begins as floodwaters recede on the south coast. And another sign, there'll be no more interest rate rises. Experts cast promising predictions for the new year.
Welcome back. Armidale Regional Council has unveiled its new 15-foot Christmas tree today, all with the help of a very special guest. It's hoped the new tree will unite the community and, of course, spread some Christmas cheer.
The Armidale Regional Council have listened to the community after feedback from last year that their tree was not up to par. Council heard them loud and clear and today unveiled its 2023 Christmas tree.
This is a brand new tree. Our previous one looked like an upside-down cornetto, and we got a lot of negative feedback. So we've gone all out. This one will last us 20 years.
There were plenty of people there in the morning celebrating Armidale's new Christmas attraction. While they came for the tree, it was obvious Rocky the reindeer stole the show.
Oh, Rocky's my mate. He's been with me for 10 years. Rocky and his brother pull a sleigh, along with a lot of others that we've got. pull a sleigh for Santa arrivals, Christmas events like we have here in Armidale.
It wasn't just the kids who were excited by the Christmas tree and Santa's reindeer, with more workers and passers-by feeling the Christmas cheer. Were you guys expecting to see a reindeer on a Thursday morning?
No, not at all. Made our Thursday morning exciting.
Are you feeling the Christmas cheer already?
Yes,
Very
100%.
much so, yeah.
Mr. Reimers says he's seen time and time again how people of all ages warm to the animal.
This brings so much pleasure to so many people right across the country. When I first started this business 34 years ago, I thought it was for the kids. It's not. The oldies get as much out of it as what the kids do.
The tree will be lit up and officially unveiled to the Armidale community tonight.
The pleasure that it brings, there's nothing else anywhere that can bring pleasure like these deer do at Christmas time.
Hugh Pearson, 7 News.
Emergency services united together today for a burger and a chat about mental health. Today, not-for-profit organisation Fortum invited all the first responders in Tamworth for lunch. They also teamed up with Rapid Relief, encouraging people to discuss important topics with one another, like PTSD. Manager Nicole Delacoste is an ex-police officer and knows well the toll the job can take.
I was actually ready for discharge with post-traumatic stress, and I believe if I had got help earlier in my career, I'd still be in. People don't realise that they're actually suffering, and the earlier they get help and be proactive, the better it's going to be.
Fortum provides free mental health services to emergency service workers.
Up next in 7 News, limited sports, are available for Armidale's football camp.
And Guyra holds one of the biggest lawn bowl events on their calendar.
Welcome back. Hundreds of lawn bowl enthusiasts have made their way to Guyra for the biggest week on the club's calendar. The annual carnival helping the club to stay afloat after a difficult few years.
A small club with a mighty lawn bowls crowd. They started pouring onto the greens bright and early this morning for the annual Guyra Bowls Carnival.
We've got players from Sydney, Gold Coast, pretty well nearly all over New South Wales and Australia, so it's great.
The competition with a 30-year history is needed now more than ever, as clubs across the region struggle to get people through the door.
For a little club like us, it's majorly important. Look, it'll improve our trade by probably $40,000 or $50,000 this week. And little clubs are struggling everywhere because of the economy and everything else, so we need these sorts of things to keep us going.
Whilst there was plenty of competitors, one stood out amongst the rest. 15-year-old Tim Thorning from Gunnedah was one of the youngest of the bunch, but is arguably one of the best.
The Guyra pairs, I've been coming here yearly. It's been a yearly trip for me over the past few years. It's always a good time here, so I like coming.
Competitions like this have helped the young gun build quite a resume in the sport. He's been competing here since he was 8 years old.
Won 2 state titles this year, went to Perth for the Nationals, and got the New South Wales Junior Bowl of the Year.
With players like Tim returning year after year and their new synthetic greens, the Guyra Bowls and Recreation Club has a bright future ahead.
For me, I can go out here and sweep these greens and just walk out and play bowls. There's no greenkeepers involved, nothing else, so it's a $100,000 a year saving.
Max Gent, 7 News.
Well, there's only a few places left for the upcoming Armidale football camp with veteran Matildas forward Kaya Simon. Kaya will also be joined by Central Coast Mariners defender Faye Bryson and former A-League veteran Mark Bridge. The camp is aimed at Indigenous footballers and hopes to grow pathways for local athletes.
And then look at having bigger conversations about how can we create pathways for young Indigenous kids in our area to get them to make a career out of soccer.
The clinic will take place on Tuesday, December 12th at the University of New England. The Mates in Construction organisation is bringing another charity golf day to the region with more than 100 competitors to tee off at the Armidale Golf Club tomorrow morning. The Tools Down for Tradies event is raising money to help tackle the high rates of suicide in the construction industry. Last week's event at the Tamworth Golf Club was hailed a great success and it put thousands of dollars towards this very worthy cause. Well, up next in 7 News, Danny will be back and she's got a look at your local weather forecast. That's next.
Hello again. Let's take another look at that weather picture. Today, a low pressure system brought more rain, storms and gusty winds to southeast New South Wales and Victoria. Tomorrow, those showers are set to continue while a high keeps the west dry. Now, that high pressure should move across our patch around Sunday, pushing those showers out to sea. There could still be a little rain closer to the coastline before conditions settle into the middle of next week. Even with that dry weather on the horizon, there's still a little rain left on the radar for the next 8 days. Tamworth, you're looking at around 5 millimetres of water as some isolated showers linger over the northeast. Casting our attention to tomorrow, and it's looking like a damp and humid start to summer. Temperatures climbing into the 30s, 31 degrees for Walgett, and light showers in the afternoons, 25 degrees for Glen Innes and 31 degrees for Scone. We're starting our weekend with clearer skies and light winds from the west. Not a single cloud in sight around Walgett, a top of 33 degrees, 31 in Weewa. In Varel, you're looking at a top of 28. We could still see some showers on Sunday morning, but as that high pressure system moves across from the interior, conditions should settle somewhat. Temperatures climbing a little as that sun returns. 26 degrees in Glen Innes, Scone, you're looking at another top of 31 degrees. Taking a look at the next 7 days, clear skies on the radar next week. A mini heat wave on Wednesday, 37 degrees in Tamworth. Before that, we have 2 more days of light isolated showers, only a few millimetres in the gauge though, so a bit of rain to start. But that first week of December should be pretty warm, and Christmas won't be far after that, guys.
Yeah, it's not too long to wait now. Thanks for that, Danny. See you later.
And that is all we have time for tonight. Thanks for watching. You can always catch up on our website, of course, at 7+.
Right now, though, Dan has your national news. Have a lovely night. See you again tomorrow from 6 o'clock. We'll see you there.